Namaste, you're on the Nation at 5. I'm Anand Narasimhan coming to you live from the newsroom here at CNN News 18. We start with big news coming in from Afghanistan, where the fissures between the Taliban-run administration and Pakistan are only getting wider. Another wedge being now driven into these fissures. The Consul General of Jalalabad, he's been seen allegedly selling fake passports. The Consul General of Pakistan has been seen selling fake passports in Jalalabad. The Consul General Abdullah hosted Nangarhar trader Gul Murad. Now, the information that we're getting, courtesy our investigations editor Manoj Gupta, and I'm just reading this out. Taliban arrested Gul Murad and recovered fake Pakistani and Afghan passports. So the Consul General there was dealing in fake passports, Pakistani and Afghani passports. Murad and Abdullah accused of selling fake passports to Afghan nationals. Gul Murad serving as the chief of the Nangarhar Chamber of Commerce, and Gul Murad has been arrested before by the Afghan Taliban. But the Consul General Abdullah and his staff have now been detained. A delegation from Kabul has actually reached Jalalabad to investigate the entire matter. So the details here, as shared by Manoj Gupta, show the fact that this man, the Consul General of Pakistan, Abdullah, is involved in the procurement and also passing on of fake identity and fake passports. What happened is that the Afghan Taliban raided the vehicle of Gul Murad in Jalalabad and recovered fake Pakistani and Afghan passports. This Gul Murad is a close friend of this Pakistani Consul General Abdullah in Jalalabad. The Consul General was hosting Gul Murad for a dinner, a late night dinner. And then when he was heading out, the raid happens, and then from Gul Murad's car, they have recovered these fake passports. The Taliban arrested Gul Murad on charges of selling fake passport on his way back outside the Consul General's premises. We have Alok Bansal ji joining us this evening on the Nation at 5. Alok ji, so this is what the Pakistani Consul General is busy doing, buying, selling and procuring fake identities and fake passports which are being peddled to Afghan nationals. For what purpose, one wonders. Hemant Atri and Tushar Gupta also with us this evening. Namaste, gentlemen. But Alok ji?
Yeah, Pakistani diplomats have been known to indulge in such sort of nefarious activities a lot of times. In fact, there have been occasions when Pakistani diplomats have been expelled from many Western countries because of indulging in activities which were not befitting the diplomats. But this is, of course, the cake. I think installing a government in Afghanistan, which they believed was their government, and now selling these fake identities, probably trying to help people smuggle things into Afghanistan, smuggle people out of Afghanistan, giving them fake identities, because there is a large number of Afghan citizens who want to get out of Afghanistan. And now giving them fake Pakistani passports allows them to move away from Afghanistan. And I'm sure he must be making a huge buck. But this also shows that there are fissures, because there are reports that he was apprehended, he was detained by Taliban authorities. Now, if a diplomat has been detained, that shows the level to which the relationship has fractured. Because already there are sections within the Afghan Taliban government who feel that Pakistanis are aligned to a particular faction of the government, that they have been supportive only of the Haqqanis, and as a result, the people in the government who are not aligned with Haqqanis are very, very angry with Pakistan and actually are waiting for an opportunity to seize and get back at them. So this could well be one of those occasions. But we have already been seeing that in last some days, the fissures between the two have been increasing. Now, what we have to see is whether it is just a superficial fissure which is being projected to the world, that there are fissures, because very often Taliban want to project their differences with Pakistan so as to win the support of the local populace, which is fiercely anti-Pakistan. So this could also be a projection, or is it a genuine fissure where we are seeing a difference? I think only time will tell. But at the moment, we are seeing that these fissures are growing by the day. Whether it is actually a carefully calibrated act that is being enacted.
We are also seeing the TTP raid in Swat where they've taken huge control over huge parts of Swat. There were raids on the Pak police personnel also. Some of them have been neutralized. There have been raiding of the pickets. So there is a lot of tension which is brewing, and the Taliban has not taken kindly to the Pakistanis, the way they try to put it out on media that Masood Azhar is operating in Nangarhar and you please cuff him out. And the Afghans did not like it. They also responded very sharply to such kind of statements that was coming that came from the Pakistan government. The MOFA was the one which was involved in making these statements, and the rebuttal also came from the Taliban. So clearly all is not well, and there seems to be this this wedge, Hemant Atri, between this entire Haqqani faction and the Afghan Taliban faction, which is the Mullah Omar's son, Mullah Yaqub, and that entire group.
See, Anand, there are clear-cut fissures now between the Taliban rulers and the Pakistan ISI now. The Taliban regime that was very fondly established with the help of Pakistan ISI, they are basically, they are now on the loggerheads for the very simple reason. Taliban have never raised the Durand line also. And if you go for last say about a half month back or a month back, there have been regular cross-firing instances every day. Now, everybody in the world knows that what Pakistan ISI does. Immediately after takeover of, Taliban in Afghanistan, Pakistan ISI chief, against the wishes of his own army chief, silently took off for Kabul, talked to many people, and came back. Which was, world over, it was criticized. The way he did it, and it was particularly an anti-American posture. Now, why this man was caught doing this? This is basically to grab the headlines internationally. Taliban are no more liking the Pakistan establishment as of now. Particularly, they have very, very severe differences with ISI as of now. And that is the simple reason that these Pakistani diplomats, this is not the first instance that they have been caught in these kind of things. They have been doing it every time. In India, they have been arrested many times. The text may be different. The text may be different, but as one of our diplomats rightly pointed out in UN a few years back, that Pakistan is becoming an ivory tower of terrorism world over. It has again been established wherein they are fishing in trouble in a disturbed state like Afghanistan, just next door to them. The issue has to be understood in a wider perspective, Anand. And that perspective is Pakistan, once not able to run its agenda in Afghanistan, now they have started getting into these kind of nuances or gimmicks. This is basically going to harm them very deep. And let us not understand the way ISIS is, getting ready. There again, Haqqani network is there. There are so many networks. And whenever you play with terror, you are not going to be spared. ISI must recognize it. So international community has to look into all these happenings very seriously.
Right.
And Pakistan needs to be taught in a clear term, not as well. Even UN Security Council should take notice.